Claude, in both prio and base, I highly doubt...
Oh, it's nothing. I was just remembering when famine struck Galatea territory.
Posture and dignity while dining are essential for a noble, even if the quality of the meal is poor. I've not much experience with cooking, but I'm sure to be flawless. How hard... I have a firm idea of the end result, but the process is another matter entirely. I see. Suppose we... No.
Professor, don't waste your effort.
I'm getting the... Professor. Well met, Professor. I trust that you have not had any complaints about me lately. Good. For any trouble I may have caused, please accept my most humble apology. I've decided that it would be inappropriate for me to continue my search for a spouse while we are at war. I expect that means you will not be receiving any more complaints. I hope that puts you more at ease. Actually, the introspection I've gained setting aside my search has motivated me to amend my conduct. Not the phrasing I choose, but you're not wrong. Selfishly pursuing my own desires caused me to behave inconsiderately. For instance, it was arrogant and rude to invite ladies to dine with me purely to evaluate them. Our experiences in battle have also given me cause to doubt certain preconceptions I once held. Previously, I had considered it a requirement for my future spouse to come from a noble line. I once thought that commoners lacked the power to influence the wider world, as history might suggest. To find a commoner who made a real impact, one has to look all the way back to Nemesis. That was my belief at any rate. But I realized that I've actually had an influential commoner right in front of me all along. Don't you see? I'm referring to you. You may wield the power of a crest, but you are so much more than just that. You have managed to charm everyone around you, to compel them to trust and follow you. Though you may not realize it, that is no mean feat. It is altering the course of history in Fodlan. Your example puts my prior beliefs to shame. I appreciate the kind words. I have always sought to embody the ideal of nobility. That, at least, is a goal I continue to stand by. But now I know that bloodline alone is not sufficient to gauge a person's worth. I've learned much of this from you. You are humble and open-minded, despite your power and skill. That is why I, at least, find you so charismatic. Perhaps that is the wrong way to say it. What I mean is that you set an admirable example. I can only hope someday to be your equal. Of course, you had better keep an eye on me, because I can achieve anything I set out to do. For I am none other than the handsome and talented Lawrence Elman Gloucester. So, Clockable, and I highly...
Word if they did I hear. Were I with
I heard that reminds me when it ended up.
Professor?
I saved something while I'm at. If I didn't. Hi, thanks to and imagine. I hope this.
Professor.
Here's the result. There must be more I can do.
I'm just not there.
Let's put this to the... I must always... You can't stop running. What?
Got you. You're the Prime Minister, aren't you?
Not anymore. He lost his power and his fancy title. Now he's just a man.
Shut up! Yeah, do you know what you've done to regular folks like us? Since you villains took over the Rim territory, our lives have been nothing but pain and misery. Heavy taxes, forced labor, it's brutal. Now we're gonna make you pay.
Such a nice selection of tea leaves in the pantry here.
Tea is nice and all, but it's not much good when you don't have sweets to go with it.
Sweet treats are less common, yes, but perhaps that makes sense. War is not sugar-coated.
If you've got time to be cheeky, you've got time to find me some sweets.
But Lysithea, your smile is so sweet.
Lord Ferdinand, excuse the interruption. Our scouts happened upon the information you were looking for. I thought it would be best to let you know as soon as possible.
They know where my father is?
Yes, sir.
Tell me, now.
After losing his position as Prime Minister, your father was held in Emblem for a very long time. He escaped. For a while, no one knew where he was. The other day, however, he was sighted alone in the Rim territory. Seemed he was heading for an allied region.
Rim.
Alone, you say? Was he safe?
I'm afraid not. There is a major insurrection happening in the Rim territory. It's been 5 years since Duke Ire lost his control of the area. The military seems to have finally lost control, and the people's violence is unleashed.
I do not understand. Why are they rioting?
It's obvious, isn't it? Ferdinand, do you really know nothing about Rim? Your own father was ruling it. You don't know what became of the area once he fell from power?
If it was truly a House Ire territory, I would have been trained in governing the area. But my father insisted that I have nothing to do with Rim. But now is not the time to talk about this. We have to help him before he gets caught up in the violence.
You're right. Now isn't the time for chit-chat. Let's get over there quickly. Professor, would you be coming? We'd better depart as soon as possible. I know a bit about the situation. I'll fill you in later.
This is where my father was sighted? The citizens are rioting everywhere.
Over there! Quick! We need to help them!
There seem to be some people inciting the violence. If we take them out, perhaps the violence will subside.
It might be best to spread out.
The north side of the town is in chaos. I do not think we can advance.
It seems better to simply hold the line against the enemies in the north and focus our efforts on saving the citizens of the east and south.
I'll cut through.
It is meant to be. Strong. I wield.
Let's make this quick.
Let's clean up. Going for the kill. Feels good to fight for a cause.
Ready for anything.
What's the plan?
All for our future.
Ready when you are. I shall not stray. I'm your girl. And nobody's fool.
I'd be honored.
It was the only way.
I'll comply. What's my strategy?
Obvious.
It is decided.
What's next?
I disposed of doubt long ago.
Now!
It's time!
I must steel myself.
Don't think so.
You knew the odds.
Going for the kill. Thinning their numbers. Missed. Going for the kill. Stay down. Going for the kill. Feels good to fight for a cause. More.
All is going to plan. All you...
I'm good.
Thank you. Looks like I won't be robbed this time.
All talk and no action.
Thank you ever so much for helping us. I don't know what would have happened if it weren't for you.
threaten me.
If you're sure. You're done. I'm sorry.
Don't get used to this.
Thinning their numbers.
Put it back.
Let's shake things up.
Try to keep up.
Can't afford to slack off. Guess I have no choice. Don't get used to this.
It is done. Onward.
You fought well. I'm still here.
We owe you our lives. We're saved. Saved, I say.
Proceed carefully. It's done.
What's next?
What do you want? After I went to all the trouble of killing that noble and stealing his treasure.
Father, no! So we were too late after all.
One to remember.
Oh, finally wears you out.
I must steel myself.
You ready? It had to be done.
Going for the kill. Feels good to fight for a cause.
I'll try. I get to live another day, and it's all because you came to the rescue. I think that's all of them. I'm so glad we were able to help everyone.
Stay vigilant.
It's starting to feel like a part of me.
I'm not the only bad guy here.
What? We give up. Have mercy. That guy made us do it.
Burn until we meet again. Hold it.
I'm not quite ready to die.
In the name of justice.
And what's the only way?
Thinning their numbers.
Not finished yet.
If we cause enough chaos, we can do whatever we want. My ambition unfulfilled.
We yield! Yield! We were just following orders. It's not like we love a good riot, really.
Let's finish this.
Ferdinand. Hey,
Yes?
I don't know what to say. About your father, I mean.
No, it is alright. Some part of me was expecting this. I do not know what happened in Hrim territory, but I am sure he got what he deserved. You knew more about it, you said? Maybe you can tell me everything later.
I can tell you what I know.
Please do.
You know about the Hurim Rebellion, right?
Of course. The rebellion started when Emperor Ionius IX tried to consolidate power. The Hrim family tried to split off from the Empire and join the Alliance. Working with House Ordelia, they raised an insurrection. The Empire suppressed it. And then a puppet leader was installed in the Hrim territory. House Ire was tasked with handling the actual governance of the region. Seeing this, the nobles feared that the Empire would assume total control. That's when the 6 great noble families chose to wrest power from Ionius IX.
That's right. The Insurrection of the Seven. I've always wondered why it was called Seven when there were only 6 noble families.
It was the 6 great noble families, plus Hrim.
How vexing. Either way, events unfolded shortly thereafter. Are you aware of how Duke Ire was ruling the Hurim territory? He imposed harsh taxes upon the people, much harsher than on his own, making their lives very challenging. People fled their homes in droves to the neighboring Ordelia territory, but they were sent back from where they came. The Empire was occupying Ordelia territory as well, as it turned out. Issues were further complicated when Duke Ire fell from power. Ire was dismissed from his position, only to be replaced by Lord Arundel.
Edelgard's uncle, the regent of the Empire.
Correct. And he imposed even heavier taxes on the people, squeezing them painfully dry. The people were conscripted for duty. Any who opposed were killed on the spot. Lord Arundel did this in the name of Duke Ire.
What?
Your father was by no means a great ruler. But it was Lord Arundel who stoked the fury of the people and directed that fury at your father. Duke Ire is not perfect, but he's not the villain in this.
Lysithea, thank you for telling me all of this. I am embarrassed to say I had no idea. I see now that it was not his fault, but he did go along the wrong path and place a burden on his people. He can no longer atone for what he did, so I will have to. I need to go think about what I will do after the war, how I will make up for my father's mistakes.
Nothing helps deep thought like sweets. Sweets. They help you think. Perhaps you should find some for us.
I see. If I find some, I will be sure to let you know.
I've learned a thing or two from battle.
Professor.
fine result.
Yeah, I understand.
There's quite a bit of fog settling in. We won't be able to advance our troops very far in this.
We won't be able to move at all until the fog lifts. No matter which path we take, we'll have to be patient and wait it out. Gilbert? No? Gustav. I would like to take this opportunity to speak with you about something. It's about the tragedy of Dusker. There's something about it I just can't wrap my head around.
I'm listening.
I lost a son in Dusker that day. I exhausted every last resource I had to investigate what took place there. I was startled to find that there wasn't a single shred of evidence to suggest that Lady Patricia's carriage had been attacked.
Go on.
Apart from His Highness, whose injuries left him on the verge of death, everyone else present at the time was slaughtered. Of all the victims, only the corpse of Lady Patricia, His Majesty's second wife, was never found. Isn't that right?
Surely that means she was abducted. There was no evidence of an attack, suggesting they threatened her, but did not kill her.
But what reason would they have to take her? Would it not have been better to kill her?
Perhaps she had some value as a diplomatic pawn.
Nonsense. In the many years since that day, has Lady Patricia ever been used thus?
No, not as far as I know. Then perhaps she was used for some political gain within the Empire.
Now that her daughter is the Emperor, what reason would she have to keep hiding her existence?
It is possible she passed away after returning to the Empire.
Gustav, I know this is hard for you to hear, but just consider what it would mean if Lady Patricia was involved with that incident.
Silence, Rodrigue. I will not allow you to tarnish her memory like that.
I do not mean to imply that she arranged His Majesty's murder or anything of the like. But Gustav, I cannot shake the feeling that the tragedy was part of a much larger conspiracy. There is more to it than we know. That much is certain.
Rodrigue! Gilbert! Please hurry!
To kill like this is inhuman.
This is one of the knights we dispatched to the leader of the Alliance. Tell me everything you know.
Sir, a soldier on patrol came across this night a short while ago, in a rocky area not far from here. Someone from the Alliance must have disposed of the body there.
Is this how the Alliance chose to inform us that they have no intention of joining our cause?
Yes. I would not hesitate to believe them capable of this.
Whatever the truth is, the other knights we dispatched are in serious danger. It's best to assume that joining with the Alliance is out of the question now.
Even with Count Karen's support, this makes our situation grim.
I never expected the Alliance to help us. Anyone who stands in my way will be crushed beneath my feet.
It is time, dear brother.
Much appreciated.
Kingdom Army departs from the Great Bridge of Murden and marches south toward Enbar, the Imperial capital. Meanwhile, the Alliance army follows from behind to invade Imperial territory, and the Empire has dispatched forces from Fort Mercius to intercept them. The curtain is rising on a conflict between the three armies, which will come to be known as the Battle at Granda, held on the same plains that witnessed the Battle of the Eagle and Lion.
Know that I will tear your heads from your shoulders. The dead must have their tribute.
As big class reunions go, this one's gotta be the worst in history.
Years ago, we fought here as classmates. But not today.
Kill every last one of them!
And so we fight on.
You have finally appeared, Edelgard. Now, you are mine!
The Kingdom Army doesn't look too interested in joining forces with us. Let's take a moment to see how this all unfolds.
It would not be advantageous to take on both at once. We must stop the Kingdom and the Alliance from joining forces. I will create such chaotic warfare that they won't be able to tell who is friend and who is foe.
I'll crush them all.
I'll cut through.
You fought well.
I don't know.
What's the plan?
I'll comply.
I'm your girl.
Shall we?
I'd be honored.
More fighting.
What's my strategy?
Ready when you are.
Wasted effort.
Mounted units, advance!
See you in the eternal flames.
Atone for your sins.
Don't get used to this.
One to remember. So, thank you.
There are enemies in the central area. We need to head there immediately to protect it.
You're interfering with the plan. Looks like I'll just have to get rid of you.
We cannot work. Don't. Too weak for this world.
The Empire and Kingdom are mixed up in this battle. It's a struggle to target the right one. Such are the rules of melee. We'll just have to crush anyone who isn't an ally.
I must pull through.
lead them well. It was meant to be.
I won't hold back.
Fighting on would endanger my life. Your Majesty, I must withdraw.
No need to worry. We still have some troops left. So long as I stand, we won't give up.
Will this ever end?
Alright, next. Strong.
Never let your guard down. You're making me work. Fighting wears me out. Can't afford to slack off. Could be useful.
One of us has to die. It's win or die.
I'm still here. I just...
That's enough. Never let your guard down.
that much closer.
Those fools who went up the hill will pay with their lives in the crimson flames.
This is my stage now.
Where do I start? In the name of the goddess. Even I.
I shall not stray.
So sad that our reunion should take place on the battlefield. Yeah, I thought we had a chance. There was no way to predict the movements of the Kingdom Army. I can't afford to die here. I have to retreat. It was the only way.
It's win or die.
I won't falter.
Only thorns left on this rose.
Be careful.
No escape!
What's my strategy? Now's our chance.
It was the only way. I won't falter.
All talk and no action. Here is something to believe in. It won't be in vain.
Not what I was.
Well done.
Stay down!
I won't hold back.
One step closer to victory. I shouldn't restrain myself.
It was the only way.
I'll try.
Fighting wears me out.
Let's think about this.
I knew when next we met, one of our paths would have to come to an end. Your journey ends here, Professor. Forever.
question mark!
I lost. Just as expected, you aren't making my path an easy one. I must retreat for now. We'll meet again on the battlefield.
So, you think you can escape Edelgard?
Your Highness! You're alive. We have to retreat to the Great Bridge of Murden.
That woman. We failed to capture her. I will keep pursuing. The rest of you, keep fighting!
I'm so sorry, but we can't do that. I understand how you feel, but the Imperial Army is closing in.
I'll kill all of them. No matter how many hundreds or thousands of them there are!
You! What are you doing here? It's too dangerous. Fall back, now!
Your Highness! You are...
Oh, have I caught you off guard, Your Highness? Aw, does it hurt? I bet it hurts real bad, doesn't it? But it's nothing compared to what my brother felt. You will never be forgiven, you know. I will never forgive you.
You must be...
You filthy monster! It's time to die!
Dimitri! Professor! Do it now!
Brother, help me.
Roderick!
Your Highness, are you safe? Please tell me it wasn't in vain.
This punishment, it was mine to bear.
There are no sins or punishments on the battlefield.
No, don't die. Please don't die. Father, stepmother, Glenn, they all died and left me behind. Roderick, are you to join the ghosts who shadow my every move? This is my fault. I'm the one who killed you, as surely as though I had wielded the blade.
Yeah. Your Highness, you have one thing terribly wrong. None of them, none of us, died for you. I'm dying for what I believe in, just as your life is your own. It belongs to no other, living or dead. Live for what you believe in. Dimitri, my boy, you really do look just like His Majesty. What are you saying, Lambert?
I am heading to Dusker, and before you start, nothing you could say would change my mind. You worry too much, my friend. So far, relations with Dusker have been going smoothly, wouldn't you say? You, of all people, should appreciate how critical these negotiations are.
Of course I do, but for the king himself to make the journey, you must admit that it's dangerous.
And His Highness is still so young. If the worst should happen... Even if the worst should happen, he would be okay. He's a smart boy, Rodrigue. Even if he should lose his father, I have no doubt that he will grow to be a good and respectable man.
Lambert.
However, if he ever starts down the wrong path, and I am not here to set him straight, I am trusting you to do so in my stead, old friend. Promise me.
Lambert, my promise. I...
What do you want? It doesn't concern you. Get out of my way. No. Silence! You have no idea what you're talking about. Death is the end. No matter how much lingering regret a person has, after death, they are powerless. They cannot even wish for revenge, much less seek it out. Hatred, regret, those burdens fall on the shoulders of those who are left behind. And so I must continue down this path. I already told you as much. It is far too late to stop. Do not waste your breath with some nonsense about how I should move on with my life for their sake. That is merely the logic of the living. It's meaningless. Those who died with lingering regret, they will not loose their hold on me so easily. But you seem to have all the answers. So tell me, Professor, how do I silence their desperate pleas? How do I save them? Ever since that day 9 years ago, I have lived only to avenge the fallen. Even my time at the Officers' Academy was also that I could secure my revenge and clear away the regret of the dead. It was the only thing that kept me alive, my only reason to keep moving forward. But then who or what should I live for? What I believe in. Rodrigue said the same thing. But is it possible? I am a murderous monster. My hands are stained red. Could one such as I truly hope for such a life? As the sole survivor of that day, do I have the right to live for myself? Your hands are so warm. Have they always been?
Part 2. Azure Moon. Heartstring Moon. The King's Triumphant Return. Following the death of Rodrigue, Dimitri begins to question his desire for revenge. His troubled mind turns to the kingdom capital and how he might end the chaos plaguing Fargus once and for all.
Our victory at Drondor was certainly a turning point for us. However, Rodrigue's death has been difficult to bear. We've lost considerable military strength and resources.
Unfortunately, with things as they are now, I don't think House Gatia has any resources to spare.
I'm sorry. I really wish we could help. If only House Galatia had anything to give.
If we split up the soldiers currently defending the monastery, we should have sufficient numbers to invade the Empire. But even then...
Your Highness, you should be resting. Your wounds are still healing. I am well, I assure you. More importantly, thank you. I wish to apologize to all of you. I have led you down this dark path with me and have caused so much suffering along the way. I cannot tell you how sorry I am for my behavior. There is no...
And how do you intend to make up for my father's death?
Felix, I realize words alone are not enough to repent, but I fear they are all I have.
I'm not after more empty words. I want you to speak through your actions.
I know that no amount of regret can ever bring back the lives we have lost. I know that well. It is like patching up a tear with a different material. Things can never be as they were. The best I can hope for is to make things whole again. I wish to do the right thing from now on. That is why I have made a decision. I intend to take back the kingdom capital. I wish to save our people, those who I've turned my back on for far too long. To follow my heart and do the right thing is the only way I can atone for my sins.
Your Highness. If we can win back Ferdinand, it will give us the advantage in our war against the Empire. As one who has served the royal family for ages, know that your words bring me great joy. And that said, I must point out that if we make for Ferdinand, the Emperor's head will slip further out of reach. Can you live with that?
I still hold hatred in my heart for her, and for the ones responsible for the tragedy. But my life is my own. It belongs to no one else, and it is high time that I started living for what I believe in. I will no longer allow the voices of the dead to bind me. This is something that I must do. I will accomplish my aim, even if it means risking my life to do so.
Understood, Your Highness. So, any objections?
You are correct. We cannot afford to die in vain by recklessly challenging the Empire.
I'm worried about Lady Rhea. But if this is the choice you've made, I support it.
I am at your command, Your Highness. I will follow you anywhere.
My sword is at your service, Your Highness.
I'll help too. The people in Ferdiad need us.
Fine, I'll help you, in my father's stead. But in return, you must win. You know that, don't you, Dimitri?
I do. And I swear on my father's lance that we will prevail.
Then it is decided. It seems this war council has much to discuss. Our next stop is Ferdiad, the kingdom capital. For the future